Let's go. Let's get that angle route. Zip. Zip. Winner. Not sure about this one, though. Pose. Watch it one more time. Pose. What was that? Nice route, Gibby. Any obstacle put in front of the Detroit Lions this year has been toppled over, whether that be the higher expectations, road bad weather games, a Turkey Day losing streak, or even a depleted defensive roster. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Johnny Gaz. Thank you for returning for another video. The Lions have won 11 straight, and they've moved to 12-1 after the tightly contested contest on Thursday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. Let's react to the highlights package from this amazing game and give out some grades for my Week 14 report card. Let's go. Let's dive right into the highlights from this crazy back and forth game from Week 14's Thursday night matchup. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. Let's get into it. Man, Detroit got off to a hot start. Scripted a fantastic first drive. A lot of money early.
Opening drive of the game, 8th play here, 3rd down and 3.
Nice throw. Him and J-Mo, that connection is building better and better each game, it feels like. Goff was poised and in control for just about the whole game. And they capped it with this on the first drive. Just too easy, and at that point you're thinking, look out. But it was all about what the defense could do for the Lions.
Pressure is put on, pass has gotten away. Christian Watson.
Oh, good punch, Carlton. That was a huge play. And for this Lions defense that's so depleted, they had to get plays like that, and they were able to get a turnover. Another bowl of Laporta soup. He was better this game. I think he had 5 total catches, so him and Goff getting that connection back. Ooh, a little bit of a miss there.
Will not get one. Jameson Williams, the intended receiver.
The Packer defense was good. You know, I mean, it's in spurts in this game. You know, they held the Lions' running game in check. The Lions respond after the turnover with a 43-yard field goal. They move it to 10-0 at this point, so they're really in control. Good run by Jacobs. Maybe his best of the day right there. And that's sort of how the Packers were able to get things going, was on the ground against this Lions D. Good hit by BB. All over the place, Brian Branch. For as devastated as the Lions' injuries were here in this game, and they end up losing Aleem McNeil as well, I thought they held up decent in this game. I mean, obviously in the second half, the Packers got things rolling, and we'll see that here. But you were asking a lot of the players, especially up front for the Lions. And this is the first score for the Packers, so they move it to 10-7 now. Josh Jacobs, a decent day. I think he had 66 total yards on the ground. So the Lions' run defense was still okay. That way, G-Mo.
First down from the 31.
Goff on the move. That looked good.
Wide open, tight end, Laporta inside the 20.
That looked really good. Goff was poised. He moved well in the pocket. I think he was only sacked once. So the offensive line was good. They didn't really run the ball super duper well today, or on Thursday Night Football against the Pack, but got it when they needed it. And again, a lot more Laporta in this matchup. You like that. What a nice route. Let's take another look at that one here before we get out of this highlight. Let's take a second look at this touchdown by Jahmyr Gibbs. And this comes on a 4th down play here. And we know throughout this game, Dan Gamble was big into going for it on 4th down. He knew he didn't want to put his defense in tough positions. It hurt them in one case, but obviously we'll see at the end of the game how that benefited them. But going back to this play with Jahmyr Gibbs, the Lions were not very successful on the ground, especially in these short distance scenarios where they had to either pick up a first down or punch it into the end zone. Well, they then turned to a different sort of play here. So you see Jahmyr Gibbs with Goff in the shotgun, Gibbs off to his right. You have Tim Patrick on the far right here, spread out. You have Sam Laporta on the far left with Shane Zylstra. And then obviously your offensive line. Let's slowly go through this. What Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do is fake kind of an out route, and then he's going to angle back in. They call it an angle route here for the halfback. Let's slowly work through this. They motion out Zylstra here. and this defender follows him. So you're really looking to get a lot of the attention to this side of the field over here, and it really does work. So let's see this play out. As you see, Gibbs is going to start his pattern off here, and I think he actually cuts this a little premature. But at this point, you have this defender clearly squared up against Jahmyr Gibbs, and he just makes a move, solid cut back on his angle route, and it's really an easy pitch and catch at that point for him and Goff.
Backs up, throws, touchdown.
Good stuff there between Goff and Gibbs, and that's almost unstoppable in a one-on-one scenario.
To the outside in the flat.
There it is again.
He had no chance to turn it around.
Good play there, and they had to have it on 4th down. So the Packers have to respond, and they do it big. Oh, man. That was their biggest play of the day, the biggest gash against this Lions defense. When all's said and done, that's the only big play they really gave up, so not bad. Great throw, great catch. Tucker Kraft, he was one of my X factors going into this game, and he had a big game. Threaded it in there.
2nd and 14.
So 17-14 now. Lions still in the lead. Now into the second half, and that was a bad interception.
Nixon with the pick. And down the sideline he goes.
That one was tough. It's almost like Jared Goff had an assumptive pattern in his head, and that guy jumped it, and he didn't make a good throw there. It was really only Jared Goff's blip of the day. And Packers immediately respond after that interception, scoring the touchdown. They take the lead 21-17 at this point. Hurried up the offense, caught the defense of the Lions off guard, and you started to think that maybe the momentum had shifted now.
He's not able to get lined up, and that's a mistake against a powerful running.
Examine him.
So the Lions now in a situation where they have to respond in the second half. Ooh, big hit. But J-Mo's been really good. I really feel like he's been good, especially coming back from his suspension. Good screen.
Screen set up. Nice looking play.
Screens were working well for the Lions. If the short run game wasn't working, they were able to kind of play action into a screen pass a lot of the times. Another play action. Goff on the move. Look out, Jared Goff. He might have been able to get a couple more, but let's not put himself in a bad position. We cannot lose Jared Goff. All these defensive injuries, let's not start talking offensive. Ooh. Maybe Gibbs' best run of the day. So fast. Sonic all day.
St. Brown is in the backfield. The pass is caught for the touchdown.
Timmy P, what a great player to get a score here on Thursday Night Football. He ends up with 2 touchdowns on the day. I think he had 6 receptions, 2 scores, and has really now become that 3rd wide receiver and a trusted resource for Jared Goff.
For Goff on that touchdown to Patrick.
Jared Goff continuing his good day. He was able to pick up after the interception, which was good.
It's blocked well. The pass
Lions get a stop there. And again, momentum shift back to the Lions at this point as they get a score and a stop. They got the ball back.
Williams moving. Goff over the middle. Goff fires, and that's going to be.
And this was, I believe, going to be the 4th down miss here in their own territory. 31-yard line. Lions are going to look for the pitch to the right.
To the outside.
And honestly, Green Bay's defense just stacks up. Quay Walker, Nixon. Those guys were up to the challenge there in the run game, especially in the short yardage situations, and they got them there. Oh, good catch, Tucker Kraft. Oh, my. Jack Campbell. The only reason we're going to rewatch this one is the very end of the play where Jack Campbell comes in and lays a boom on Tucker Kraft, but those are 2 large gentlemen. He absorbs the blow and then does a kip up after the hit. This is amazing. Let's just watch this one play through. And then we'll pause it as it gets a little closer to the action here. Right here is just insane. So right now, Tucker Kraft is thinking, I'm going to go airborne. Right? Is this BB right here? Who is this? That might be Branch. And then you got Jack Campbell coming in from the top. Watch him lay the boom and then the kip up afterwards. Boom!
And it's going to be first and goal.
Whoop! Wow. With the pads on, that's not easy. Packers again on the ground, get it done. They punch it in yet again, and they'll take the lead again. This time in the 4th quarter, 28-24.
And the left guard and back and forth we continue to go.
And it's in the 4th quarter, and it was a back and forth affair at this point.
What a block by Ryan, a combination with Myers taking on Martin. That really opened the hole.
It's a lot
up.
to ask of
He
the
doesn't
Lions
need a
front.
whole lot of room. Once he gets downhill with the power he has in those legs, no chance. And they played more zone.
So Lions got to respond yet again. Ooh,
Start this drive.
good pickup.
Goff slides away.
And again, there's
Up
the
at
security
48
blanket,
yard
Tim
line.
Patrick.
That's Tim Patrick. Hangs in the pocket, fires, caught, and there is St. Brown, who's been very
Man, he just looks
quiet.
laboring every time he tries to get up. I'll tell you what, something's up with St. Brown. I know he's going to power through and play through it, but you got to keep our eye on that one.
Goff fires.
Great
and inside
catch
the
by
20-yard
Sam.
line, Laporta makes the grab.
And a concentration. All
Good rip
hands
by
from
Goff,
Sam
but a better
Laporta.
catch by
5
Laporta.
grabs tonight for him. Fake toss.
What a play
set,
design.
Keep it inside. This is St. Brown.
Let's watch that one again. That is a very interesting play design. So this is another good one. Let's watch just the Ben Johnson offensive play calling masterclass here. The run game really hadn't been working a lot to this point, and they had to figure out other ways to get some ground game going, and they do so with Amon-Ra St. Brown. You see him lined up far right, a yard back. You have J-Mo far left. You have Sam Laporta here, in line, tight end, and then obviously Gibbs in the backfield with Jared Goff behind center. Amon-Ra is going to motion across. They're going to run a little action here with Gibbs, and then watch this play out. We'll go slow-mo.
Concentration, all hands from.
They motion Laporta across. Again, you want the defense thinking motion and run game is going to the opposite side of the field that they're going to end up running the football. So here we go with a snap.
Sam Laporta.
They fake a pitch to Gibbs. So again, you want all the motion of the linebackers, of the front seven, even the secondary of the Packers to sway to this side, right? And in doing so, Amon-Ra, rather than doing a cut block, he's actually going to follow Penei Sewell as well as Kevin Zeitler to the left side, around the left end. So let's watch this play out.
5
Fake, pitch, turns and hands to Amon-Ra, and he's going to follow Penei Sewell here and get great yardage.
Keep it inside.
First down,
This is St.
great play
Brown
design,
for a first down.
clever, and had to get it, especially trailing in the fourth quarter.
Play fake to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Tim Patrick
Second of the
again.
day for Timmy P. What a good day for him. The Motown leap.
He wants to freeze those backers. Good job. He knows where.
And
he
again,
wants
off the
to
play
go.
action.
He
It's
sees
always
the
off that
matchup.
play action.
Gets back to Tim Patrick, who Tim Patrick ran a.
Again, allowing the
So now Lions up 31-28, less than 8 to go here in the game. Packers have to respond yet again.
Love escapes.
Jordan Love works some magic.
It's caught. It's juggled. Pulled in by
Christian Watson, what a day. I think he had 114 yards receiving. Their biggest threat on the day for sure.
Love fires over the middle. Catches made.
Big chunk plays here late. And this, so this is something to pay attention to. Lions obviously getting beat up defensively. It's at this point where I think Dan Campbell realizes that, look, the defense has done as well as they're going to do, but if the Packers are going to be able to do this at will, there's no way if we get this ball back we can then score and give it back to them again with a chance to win the game. 4:25 to go. Jordan Love steps up, makes a play here. But what a great tackle by Ezekiel Turner. And you're talking a guy that they've pulled off the street from a practice squad situation, and he makes maybe the biggest tackle of the game right there. Holds him to 3 points. 31 all. Lions got the ball with 3:38 to go. Let's watch this one.
Play fake. Pass.
Great pass, great catch. Woo. J-Mo all day.
Play fake again, rolling, throwing.
Another great play design. Tim Patrick again.
Here, Mr. Tim Patrick.
He's clean. It's going to be a completion.
Dumps it off here. Gibbs.
Great, another good play design. Screenplay.
Has it.
First drive of the game, last drive of the game, they're best. You know, and when you have to have it, they were able to get it. And, you know,
Second and 17.
Lions' weapons are all over the place, and they really
Goff.
put their foot down on this game.
Wide open. Outside the 20. St.
Big catch, would say, originally marked as a first down and then moved him back.
Third and
Here's a
inches.
third the inches play. And they stuff him up on that one. And this is the call of the game right here. We're about to watch the fourth down play. We'll get it. We'll get it a few times. Trip. Oh, unbelievable. We got to take another look at that one. So let's talk about it. The biggest moment of the game, Dan Campbell in field goal range here with 43 seconds to go, is now in a fourth down situation where they could clearly take the field goal, take 3 points, and go up, and hopefully then hold the Packers. They'd probably have the ball with something like 38, 35 seconds, something like that. But instead, Dan Campbell trusts his offense, trusts his offensive line, the run game. And I think at this point, like we said, the defense had been beaten up enough, and they're so depleted injury-wise that you just felt if you give the ball back to Jordan Love and the Packers, they're going to go down and at least get a field goal. So Dan Campbell decides to go for it on fourth down. He decides to turn and hand it to the bread and butter, David Montgomery. They have Zylstra in the H-back position here. Tim Patrick off to the right. Amon-Ra St. Brown is not even in the football game here. Laporta and Brock Wright to the left side here. What's amazing about this play is Jared Goff, as he turns to his right, he is stepped on by his offensive lineman, which causes him to trip. Knee goes to the ground, but he is able to complete the handoff, and the rest we'll watch here. Laporta across. Contact, I believe, is made with Zeitler's foot right here. You can barely see it in this angle. But Goff is able to power through the play, and the exchange there, I think, is the biggest thing, because that's where I think when he starts to trip where things could have gone terribly wrong. Well, they are able to complete that exchange. And honestly, this was one of David's better runs of the day. I think he ends up with 7 yards. And on fourth down, the Lions put their stamp on this game. They're able to run the rest of the clock down and set up their kicker for a game-winning field goal. Unbelievable. They position Bates for his shot.
Where Bates wanted it.
They'll take their timeout, and here it is.
Ball game.
What a game.
And what a game.
The Lions are so resilient, so gritty. The culture, the coaching, the players, it's all there. This was such a fun watch. Now let's go through the report card. Lions Week 14 Thursday Night Football against the Packers. What a back-and-forth game. What a fun contest to watch. For the offense, let's start there. I gave them the grade of A-. I thought Jared Goff was very good in this game. Yes, he had one bad throw, one bad interception, but that kind of thing doesn't faze him, doesn't faze this quarterback, and he came out and had a great game. When you needed to have throws from Jared Goff, he gave them to you. He had 2 touchdowns to Tim Patrick and a third to Jahmyr Gibbs, so he was very good on this day. I thought the offensive line was good. They only gave up the 1 sack. I thought they were a little bit tested as far as the Green Bay defense on short yardage running situations. There were times where the Lions just couldn't get anything going, so there was a little bit of an issue there. But again, I thought they responded well. The running backs were up and down, but they gave you the plays when you had to have them. Defensively, and that's where I think the biggest questions were coming into this game. How were the Lions able, how could they hold up in this matchup against the Packers? I gave the defense a grade of B+. I thought the front 7 was very good early on. The first couple drives, they got the sack in the first drive, and then they were able to hold for punts. But I just think things started to wear down. When the Packers started to figure out, okay, running the football is going to be the bread and butter today, that's when things started to shift, and then it turned into a back-and-forth contest. I thought, though, that the defensive line was able to get pressures. Even through everything else, they didn't really get home outside of the 1 sack by Zadarius Smith. They were able to force Jared Love to get outside the pocket, to step up, to have to use his legs in certain times where I don't think he necessarily wanted to. So I thought they were very good. The defense also forced a turnover, and more than anything, they were able to get flash plays from the guys that they brought in to help supplement the defense in this injured reserve problem that they're having. You know, Muhammad, Pat O'Connor, Jamal Adams, Zadarius Smith. I mean, it goes on and on and on because there's so many players that were able to step up. I thought it was a fantastic defensive performance considering all of the issues that they could have had. My grade for special teams is an A. I thought Jack Fox was good. He was fine. Nothing spectacular, but not much needed from him today. And, of course, Jake Bates. He was 2 for 2, all of his extra points. And what I think is important is not only the game winner, but he's able to recover from his first NFL career miss last week. So to rebuild that confidence and see him hit the game winner at home when you had to have it was huge. So special teams gets a grade of A for me. And now let's talk about the coaching. And I've heard this talked about many different ways coming out of this Thursday night football game, but I look at this very positively. I gave the coaching staff the grade of A for this matchup against the Packers. For them to be able to motivate their team the way they do, the fact that this team understands Dan Campbell's philosophy, they know he's going to go for it in those fourth down situations, and they have all the confidence in the world that they will be able to execute. They did miss one inside their own territory. It put them in a bad spot, and they gave up points because of it. That's the negative side to those decisions. The positive side is they forced their hand. They put their foot down. They did not allow the Packers to have control at the end of the game, and they took it from them. And that's Dan Campbell. That's who he is. That's who he's going to be. That's who he wants his team to be, and they love it. They love him for that. So for me, this was a masterclass in coaching. Ben Johnson in the offense was great. The defense gave what they could. They gave maximum effort. That's why they brought the guys in that they did. They knew there was going to be continuity issues, but they knew they brought in guys that they would give maximum effort. They would finish plays. And that's what you got in the Thursday night matchup against the Packers. So for me, the coaching was great. And to me, they get an A.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
That will do it for my highlights reaction and Week 14 report card. What did you think of my grades? Did I hit on all the offense, defense, special teams, and coaching? Or did you see it any differently? Either way, what a fantastic matchup this was with the Packers. We have next week, Week 15, looking ahead to another home game, Lions versus Bills. What a fantastic Week 15 matchup. We'll get into the game preview as we get into next week. Lions have a 10-day layover now. They certainly need that rest. Let's see who is able to get back into the lineup and see kind of what this team looks like moving into what could be the biggest matchup of the NFL season so far. Thank you guys for coming along for another video. Make sure to hit that like button if you dig the vibe here at Johnny Gaz Sports. I'd love it if you consider subscribing. We're now on the road to 3,000 thanks to you guys. And if you hit the notify bell, you won't miss any future videos. More than anything else, make sure to take care of yourself, your mental health. That's more important than anything. And I want to make sure you come back and see me on future videos. Thank you. Go Lions.